Hi. So, how do you ensure that you're giving your residents the time needed for doing an activity? Now, this is just a rough estimate here. So, given that you've got a set time that you think that is needed for CQC, CQC doesn't think about how many minutes that you spend with your residents, for example. It's just about meaningful person centered engagement activity daily, for example. So, this is really a practical planning estimate that I'm about to give to you. Now, the assumptions are that if you're doing 7 hours out of your working day as a coordinator, that means that you've got to have your breaks, okay? And you've got so many residents. So, say for example, you've got 43 residents. Now, 15 are in their rooms, for example, could be bedridden, end of life, for example. Now, that means that you've got 28 mobile residents, okay? So let's look at the bedridden in their room residents, for example. Now, they need individual one-to-one time, and this must be done. There's no way around this at all, okay? So you then need to look at spending 15 to 20 minutes each for each activity, which amounts to 225 minutes in a day, for example, just for this particular vulnerable group. Then you've got mobile residents, okay? Think about clusters, putting them into clusters and how it's going to meet your CQC regulations, for example. Now, if you want to get that outstanding, then this is the type of thing you need to be thinking about all the time is this activity relating to CQC? Will this get me an outstanding rating? Will this help me to get an outstanding rating for doing this particular activity? Don't just do an activity because you think that's what you want to do and that you think the residents may like. Do the activity because it relates to CQC. Now, with regards to these 28 residents, for example, you could do 2 group sessions in a day, morning, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Think about doing 45 minutes to say 60 minutes each. That equals 120 minutes, for example, 90 to 120 minutes. Then you got to look at 5 minutes one to one to just top up for anyone who doesn't engage well in the group. So those that haven't engaged, go up to them and spend some one-to-one time with them. So that way you're involving everybody within the home. And this can be done Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's with one coordinator, for example. That's 420 minutes available. So you've got to look at this aspect. How are you going to spend your day? What CQC regulation is it going to meet? Look at how many bedridden residents you've got, and then you want to create the plan of your time because time management is important here. Look at the groups of residents that you have. You've got mobile residents and non-mobile, for example. How many residents you want to put them into groups of clusters, for example, according to their needs and abilities. So if you do this, then that gives you, say, for example, 345 minutes. It leaves you only 75 minutes for admin, documentation, transition, for example, between the rooms and any extra one-to-ones that you're doing. So it doesn't have to be hard work for you. You've got to realistically think as well about those that are bedridden. When you visit them, they may need to drop to 10 to 12 minutes each on those solo days. to keep them workable, keep it going. And then on Wednesday, you could have, say, for example, 2 coordinators. That's 2 coordinators working together, and they can split the work between them. For example, 840 minutes combined. One coordinator focuses on the bedridden residents, the one-to-one, for example, and this can extend to 20 to 25 minutes each, for example. And 15 times 22 minutes is 330 minutes. So the other coordinator then runs the full mobile resident program, which is groups and individual one-to-ones with proper time for documentation. This is the day with actual breathing room. But also the core of this is that the core issue is that for 4 out of the 5 days, one person is covering a 43 bedded to home, for example, so that's 43 to 1 ratio, including the 15 residents, and also looking at the 15 residents that are bedridden, and you've got to look at the load. So this is where Still Me comes in. We're there to ease the load. We've got to think about how we can do things smarter, not work harder, but work smarter. See, we haven't got software created and computers so that it's making our lives harder. You know, like I said in my previous video, that we're still doing things the same as what we're doing 40 years ago. The time, the stress is still there because we're trebling up and making it 4 times more harder because of the systems that we've got in place. It's a system problem that you have, not a time problem. It is your system that's making you lose your time that you should be spending with your residents, as well as with, making sure that the well-being of the home to enable you to create an outstanding rating for your residents. That's how you get an outstanding. And if your home does require any improvement, for example, look and see if you're an activity coordinator, see what it says about the activities within the home so that you know whether there's some improvements that you need to do or whether you're doing a smashing job. I mean, I just had a wonderful meeting with one care home. The activity coordinators are doing absolutely amazing. So you need to be celebrated. We need to show what you can do. Be proud of being an activity coordinator and print those evidences that CQC give you about your activity coordination write-up on your inspection report, for example. It's so important. Let the residents see it. Let the family members see it. Have it at front of house. Have it in your activity room. Let the residents know. And if you want outstanding, then you've got to start thinking now, how are you going to achieve outstanding? And that is by you doing everything that CQC want you to do. They want you to evidence the regulations in what you are doing. So every task that you do, it needs to relate back to CQC, not just doing something and then it's forgotten, or you've just written something and you've taken someone to the hospital, whatever. You could put that down as wellness. There's lots of regulations that you can relate to your activities that you do within your home, your task that you do within your home. So well done, activity coordinators. Keep doing what you're doing, keep strong, and let's keep moving, and join my school community because I'd love to see you there, and you'll learn some hints and tips of how you can get to outstanding within your care home as an activity coordinator. Have a wonderful day, and the link is in the bio, and I look forward to the next video. Take it easy. Goodbye.